Hey everyone, my name is Shivani Yadav. Welcome to the Easy as ABC. In this video, we will discuss all the questions, basically all nahi, but I mean some of the questions that asked in unthinkable placement type. Basically, we will discuss the questions that are asked in August. Basically, 12 August coding question and 26 August question. I only got 12 August question. I got from Aman Singh. He has shared the question. He has cracked the drive and he has shared the coding question, the interview question, and the HR question. And 26th August coding question I got from Piyush. He has cracked the coding round and he is having his interview on 29 August. So currently I am making the video on 28 August. So guys, please appreciate for this video to Aman and Piyush. Let's discuss the questions. Basically in this video we will discuss the recently asked coding question on 12 and 26 August, and we will discuss how the interview occurred. Basically interview occurred through Google Meet, and how many round interview has. So basically interview has 2 technical interview round and 1 HR round. And what kind of technical question asked, I will share once we discuss. First we discuss the coding question and then we discuss technical question, and what kind of HR question asked, we will also discuss that, and some tips of the people who have cleared the drive we will also discuss. And at the end of the video I will also solve the queries you have asked. I mean they are the some of the queries you have asked on the email. I haven't replied them. I will answer them in this video. So let's continue. Basically this is the coding question that asked in 12 August trial, and this question is shared to me by Aman. So basically what the question said, it's basically a pattern problem. When we give the input, then it print this pattern, and when we give a input 7, then it print this pattern. So basically what was happening here, here is print 1, then 1 2, then 1 2 3. Basically 1 is basically a 1 prime number, and when we ask tell me any starting 2 prime number, then what will be your answer? 1 2. Starting 3 prime number, 1 2 3. Starting 4 prime number, 1 1 2 3 5. Starting 5 prime number, then 1 2 3 5 7. Starting 6 prime number, so it will be 1 2 3 5 7 11. And in the same way you will going to do starting 8 prime number, then you will going to starting 7 prime number, then you will going to give. So basically what you have to do here, you have to just give the input, and then you have to find if the input is 7, then you have to find first 7 prime number and store it into the array, and after that you have to print this pattern. Okay, let's discuss the next question. So in this question what you have to do is you have to find the largest palindromic string in a given string. So substring, largest palindromic substring. So what you have to do here, just let me explain you. Here for example it is A, then what is the biggest the largest length of palindrome that could be made by taking the center A? If there is A, then A is a palindrome. So what is the length of this palindrome? 1. If we take the center B, then what could be the length of the palindrome? We could take A, B, A. So the length of the palindrome that could be made by taking center B is 3. If we take center A, then what could be the length of palindrome that we can make? So A is here, and here we have B, here we have X. So BAX is not a palindrome. So what is the palindrome? Palindrome is the length of the palindrome that we have by taking center A is 1, and the length of the palindrome that we have by taking center X, here what we have, AXB. AXB is not a palindrome. So the length of the palindrome that we have by taking center X is 1, and the length of the palindrome that we have by taking center B is again 1. The length of the palindrome that we have by taking center A is again 1. By taking center X, it will be BAXAB. Okay, so this is the length of the palindrome. So BAXAB, it will be the 5, and then what you have to return, X by taking center A, what will be the length of the largest palindrome? It will be B. So it will be 1 again. By taking center B, what could be the length of the substring? It will be 1. By taking B, we will have 1. So what is the largest substring we got? Largest substring of 5 length, and this is A. So our answer will be BXAB. This is the largest substring which is present in the given string. So this is the question which we have to program. Basically when we going to apply this algo, this is basically what we say, this is a very simple logic that I have told you, but it will going to give you a very high time complexity. Maybe when you going to implement that logic, you will going to get time limit exceed problem. So basically you have to solve this question by dynamic programming or by Manchester, some kind of algo we use to solve such kind of problem. So let's discuss the next question. This problem, what we have to do, we have given an array and we have to find nth element which occur k times. Nth element which occur k times. So what basically we have to do, here example is given. So I will explain the example. So here's the example is given. For example, how many times 1 is appeared here? Let's take it this way. So how many times 1 appeared here? 1 appeared 3 times. And then how many times 3 appeared? 3 appeared 3 times. How many times 2 appeared? 2 appeared 2 times. 2 times. And how many times 6 appeared? 6 appeared here 3 times. How many times 3 appeared here? 3 appeared here 3. So we got our answer. What is the question? Question is we need third element which occurred 3 times. Third element which occurred 3 times. So 1 occurred 3 times, 3 occurred 3 times, and then third element which occurred 3 times is 6. So we have to just go in this way and we have to check. Basically these two number I think will be given by the user. So we have to find the third element which occurred 3 times. Basically the nth element and the k element, it will be given by the user, and the given array you have to find it. So here the third element is 6. 6 has occurred 3 times. So the third element which occurred 6 times, I think I am making it clear to you. The third element, I mean the number, basically 1 appeared 3 times, 2 appeared 3 times, 6 appeared 3 times. So what is the number, the third number, basically 1, 2, 3, the third number which appeared 3 times. So 6 is the third number which appeared 3 times. I hope I am making it clear. If you have query, you can ask in the comment. I think I have cleared it. You may get it. So let's discuss the next question. So here in this question, what we have to do, basically this question asked in 26 August coding question, and I got this question by Piyush Kumar. So please appreciate these guys who are providing. And one thing I also like to suggest guys, please try to put whatever question you used to get, please try to put in the comment. Basically if you got 3 questions in coding round, just put in one comment. Basically if the another student will going to came there, then he will find easily that question. You know the problem, that how we search and scroll all the sites to get all this problem and connect to the people. So it is very difficult for us. So please try to put, if you just don't mind, please try to put the question that you got in your placement drive in an comment. It will help others to get it. And by sharing our knowledge, we usually increase our knowledge. So I think you should do it. And well, let's discuss the question. So the minimum jump required to go to the end of the array is we have, for example, we have here our array. So for example it is 1, so we can jump to only 1. So from 1 we can jump here only. If we have number 3, then we can jump either here, either here, or either here. I hope you are getting. And then if we got 5, we can jump either here, either here, either here, either here, either here. And if we jump, if we got 8, so we got either here, either here, either here. So we have to ultimately tell that what are the minimum jump required to go at the end of the string. So what is the minimum jump? We will go to 1 2 3 and then 1 to 8, and after 1 to 8 1 to 6. We can also go from 1 to 5, 1 to 9, and then 1 to 6. So the minimum jump that required to reach to the end of the array is 3. I hope you got the point. Here it is written 1. So what we have to do, we have to jump. Basically let me explain you in more detail. Again, I think I haven't cleared you, that's why just making clear. For example, here what is written here, it is 1, so we can jump 1 step. What is written here is 3, so we can jump 3 step at maximum and minimum 1 step. Here it is written 5, so we can jump maximum 5 step or 1 step. Okay, so what we have to do here, we have to find the minimum jump required to go end of the array. So what we can do, we can either do 1 to 5, 5 to 9, 9 to 6. Is it possible? I sorry, 1 to 5 we can't go because the first number is 1. We can only reach to the 3, so we have to reach to the 3 anyhow. I mean, we have no choice, we can only move to the 1 step. When we got 3, then we can move either to the 5, either to the 8, either to the 9. So our answer could be 1, 3, 8, then 6. We can go to the, and we could also have 1, 3, then 9, then 6. So we reach to the, in this way, to the 6. I hope the question is clear to you guys. Question we have to find, basically I have taken the resolution very less. Now it is visible. Okay. So what we have to do here, the largest prime number of a given array, the array may contain a prime number or a composite number both. So what we have to do, we may have an array like this. We can have here 2, 3, 24, 6, 1, 2. So what we have to, largest prime number from the given array. So and the array may contain composite number and prime number both. I think the question is clear in the sentence only. Well, as of now I will also explain by taking the example. So here we have 2, it's a prime number, it's good. It's a prime number, it's good. It's not a prime number, it's not a prime number. It's a prime number, repeated. The greatest is 3, it's a 2. So the greatest prime number that we have in this array is 3. Okay, let's discuss the next question. So in this question what we have to do, we have to remove the duplicate words from the sentence and then print it again. For example, you have we have an example, you guys are awesome, you can do it. So here what we have, here we have you appear 2 times. So what we're going to do, we're going to do you guys are awesome, and we will going to remove this you can do it. You guys are awesome, you can do it. And seriously guys, you guys are awesome, you can do it. Let's discuss the another question. Now we have discussed 6 coding question, 3 coding question that ask on 12 August drive, and 3 coding question that ask in 26 August drive. And one thing I would like to suggest you guys who have not appeared in coding round, basically 1 or 2 days before you will going to get a sample test, and that sample test will going to provide by the company, and they used to give some 20 MCQ question and basically 1 coding question, 1 question from DBMS. So but the next day when you basically the exam going to occur, you will going to get 3 coding question only, you will not going to get this kind of sample test. So ultimately you will going to get 3 coding question, not 2 MCQ question, 1 coding question. In that way the sample is totally different, and the coding in your placement drive you will going to get this kind of question only. So let's discuss the technical question, technical round question. Basically you will going to get 2 technical interview round, and in this question they will basically ask what kind of question has been asked. They asked to solve the question that you have attempted in machine test, basically in your coding test. They have asked some postfix expression to convert in prefix and in infix form. They can ask question from your project, and And they also ask lots of programming question, difference between different data structure like stack, queue. So just tell me the difference between stack and queue, tree and graph, in that way, and many other programming language questions. So basically, let me tell you guys, uh, basically in interview, Unthinkable basically asks lots of technical question and coding question. They not ask any what we say aptitude question. They mainly want to hire those students who are good with coding, and that's why they are taking an in first round they used to give only coding question, not any uh, aptitude test, not any verbal ability test. So this is what the Unthinkable mainly want to hire the coders. In HR round, what kind of question we have? They have asked basically. They ask very simple question like what you what do you know about Unthinkable? Tell me about yourself. And they ask question from your project. And HR round is just a normal talk. Basically, this was the experience of Aman, and I also experienced the same thing when I gave my HR round, basically 1 year before. So yeah, HR round is just a normal talk. They basically they just want your skill. They just want to test your skill in coding round and in technical interview. If you clear these two, so HR is not any difficult. They mainly going to hire you. So what the difficult task is the coding and the technical interview round. The tips and suggestion of the people who clear the type. So basically, this was the experience of Aman. He has told me that he thinks that Unthinkable mainly focus on coding, and I also think that Unthinkable mainly focus on coding, because just see their hiring pattern. They mainly ask coding question in the first round. In the event, they take two technical round in which they ask lots of coding question. So they mainly wanted to hire the person who are good with coding. I'm going to discuss some of the questions that you have asked in comment section and on the email which I haven't replied till now. So I have collected some of the questions. I'm going to reply here. Basically, I am replying here because I just want it, because our question generally used to be common, and when other person start preparation for this type, they also get the same queries that we got. So our queries mainly used to be a common, and if we describe at a common platform, then it is a very helpful to the other people. So that's why I'm also requesting guys, in your uh, placement, the whatever coding question and interview question you get, you may can put in the comment section. So when any other person came here, they then he can take the reference from your comments. So I think it's a good way to share. If you find it right, then please try it, and let me reply to some of the questions that you have asked earlier. So the first question is, which website we can practice coding? So basically, if I tell you the which website, then it's Hacker Rank or Hacker Earth. Basically, your exam will going to be occur on Hacker Earth, so you should practice question on Hacker Earth. And if I clear the exam, I have two subject in currently, I mean two subject, two backlogs. So is the company considered me at the time of joining? So actually I am not the right person to answer this. I don't know. Maybe they consider you because at the time of interview, even at the time of giving the offer letter, they don't see your result, and your result doesn't matter to them. So at the time of joining, uh, they ask for our result. Basically they ask for our the photocopy of our result, that's it. And I don't think they ask for the backlog. You need to confirm it from the company. And next question is, does the candidate have to deposit 1.5 lakh to the company before the joining if he has selected four in all 4 rounds? Yes, basically, when the candidate joined the company, then the company open a new salary account for him, basically on Axis Bank, and they also give an ATM and a checkbook. And basically in this account you can also keep 0 rupees without any cost. I mean, it will not going to take any fine, and you have to give a 1.5 lakh check to the company at the time of joining. Basically they will provide the checkbook at the same day, and the same day they ask for the one check. uh, Basically they will take the check, please sign it, and they will return it after 18 months. And what kind of technology Daffodil work? So basically Daffodil work on almost all kind of technology, either it's AI, Python, Mean, Merl. It work in all kind of technology. And what is my technology? Basically I am working on Mean. Mean basically consists of Mongo, Express, Angular, and Node.js. So it is the combination of these 4 technologies. So my technology is Mean. And uh, the first online test based on coding uh, have some aptitude question. Yes. No, I mean no. uh, the first round does not have any aptitude test. uh, they don't have, they basically have one coding round, and once you clear the coding round, then they will have 2 technical interview round and 1 HR round. This is the whole process. And they give basically 1 year contract, plus also give us internship. Yes, basically you will have a 18-month bond. You cannot leave the company. If you leave the company, then you have to give 1.5 lakh to the company. And so we have to give 1.5 lakh at the time of joining. Basically at the time of joining, what they will going to do, they will open your account on Axis Bank, and they will provide ATM, checkbook, and from that checkbook they will take a checkbook from you of 1.5 lakh without any date, and they will return it after 18 months of your joining date. And when I am fluent in Java coding, but I don't know C language. Will there be an option for Java? Yes, basically I have got lots of clarification that there is no language restriction. No language restriction. You can code on any language, any. in which you are fluent. I think I have cleared all the doubts. If you have still any query, then you can comment below. Guys, please try to avoid writing the mails. Actually, no, if you write the mail, I will definitely reply. But the problem is, I used to be a more active on comment section, and the one good thing is writing your queries on comment is that when other person came there, they can also, because the queries usually used to be a common, and by sharing our knowledge we basically increase our knowledge. This is what I believe, and I think you should also believe. When we share our knowledge, we increase our knowledge. So just share and increase, share and increase, let's grow together. So this is all which I have to discuss, and that's it. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel. If you have any query, you can comment below. That's it. Bye. Thanks a lot, guys.